Well, hello and welcome to the BG Stadium in Pathum Thani for some bonus action from the AFC Champions League Two group stage as Thailand's Port FC take on Singapore's Lion City Sailors. A match originally scheduled for the 3rd of October until some adverse weather saw it called off just prior to kick-off. There's how we stand in the group then. Port FC on top with 6 points, 2 wins from 2 so far. Lion City Sailors just in behind them with a win and a draw from their opening 2. They have both played a game less than Zhejiang of China and Persib Bandung of Indonesia, the other 2 teams in the group. Well, unlike the last time they attempted it, the conditions are perfect here. It's a pretty warm evening, 28 degrees centigrade. In a stadium, the BG Stadium, which is actually the home ground of BG Pathum United. It is not the usual home ground of Port FC, but it is where they are playing their AFC Champions League 2 matches this season. And Lion City Sailors coach Alexander Rankovic was talking about what a good side they are, Port, and will be the favourites going into this. He said, but if there is a slight thing in our favour, it is the fact that it is not their usual home ground. We are some 40 kilometres north from central Bangkok, where the Port Authority Thailand Stadium is placed, where they play their home matches. And a home ground where they've been doing pretty well of late, unbeaten in 3 since a 2-1 loss, ironically, to BG Pathum United, their only home defeat in the last 9. So Port arrive here then with those 2 wins in the bag, albeit by very narrow margins, both by a goal to nil. Well, Lion City Sailors are also unbeaten. Picked up a win against Zhejiang of China before last week's 1-1 draw in Indonesia against Persib. Both teams will be in action again, which is officially match day 4 of AFC Champions League 2. Lion City Sailors with home advantage against Persib, while Port travel to Hangzhou, where they will take on Zhejiang. But a win for either side here would put them in a terrific position to qualify for the last 16. A win for Port would take them 5 points clear at the top of the table on 9 points. But if Lion City were to pick up the 3 points here, they would jump above them to the top of the table. It is a first ever meeting between these 2 sides in AFC competition. Lion City Sailors went close to claiming the double in Singapore last season. They lifted the cup but finished runners-up in the league. Some 18 points, though, behind the champions Albirex Niigata Singapore, the club that is linked to the Japanese side by the same name. Port FC, for their part, they were 3rd in Thailand, some 12 points behind the champions Buriram United. Port have never been champions of Thailand. The closest they came to it was in 1999 when they finished runners-up. They were in the 2nd tier as recently as 2013 when they won promotion. But can look forward to another AFC campaign. They reached the quarterfinals of this competition in its former guise, the AFC Cup, back in 2010 before losing to Kuwaiti side Al Qadsiya. It's their only previous appearance prior to this one in the AFC's 2nd tier competition. Have played in the AFC Champions League, though, in the group stage just the once. In 21-22, they finished 3rd in that group behind Cerezo Osaka and the side from Hong Kong, Kichi. They were 8 points ahead, though, of the 2-time former winners, Guangzhou of China. So the 2 sides preparing to come out. Port FC, the home team, in the blue and orange halves. Lion City Sailors in the all-white. Were afforded the weekend off, Lion City Sailors, to recover from their trip to Indonesia last Thursday, where they drew 1-1 with Persib. Port FC, though, they were in action as recently as Sunday. They drew 1-1 with Muthang United. Felipe scoring in the 1st minute. Conceded an equaliser after 23. It ended Port's run of 3 successive wins, but did extend their unbeaten run to 5 games coming into this one. 3 wins and 2 draws. So the two sides there making their way out. Led out by Faisal Suleiman Al-Balawa of Saudi Arabia, the referee for this one tonight. A real opportunity here for Port to put themselves in full control of this group. Remember, 8 groups of 4, the top 2 from each group qualify for the knockout stages, the last 16. So the two teams arriving here in decent form. Lion City Sailors themselves bring a 3-match unbeaten run here. 2 of those, though, have been drawn since a 5-0 loss away to Long An Hanoi of Vietnam in the Asian Club Championships, in which Lion City Sailors also compete, currently in the group stage of that. It's a busy time for them in continental competition. Both teams focus, though, very much on progressing to the knockout stages in the AFC's first season of what is now the Champions League Two competition. Let's check on the teams then. Port name an unchanged 11 from the side that started last week's win against Zhejiang. So Brazilian Felipe Amorim, who scored the winner in that game and was on target at the weekend, is again on the right side of the attack. The left winger Tirasak is the side's top scorer, though, this season with 5 league goals, but he's yet to score in this competition. Same goes for centre forward Lonsana Doumbouya. Kevin Deronram, there's the armband for Port. Bailey Wright, the Australian international, is the captain for Lion City Sailors. And the referee, Faisal Suleiman Al-Balawa of Saudi Arabia. Well, the only change for Lion City Sailors will be an enforced one this evening, with Dutch international Bart Ramselaar suspended after his red card in Indonesia last time out. So it's Shawal Anwar who comes in to replace him. He's no slouch, though. He's in great domestic form with 11 goals in 17 appearances this season. Centre-back and captain Bailey Wright grabbed the Sailors' goal at Persib. He's been capped 29 times by Australia. Centre-forward tonight, Leonard Tai was a German under-20 international. He's hit 11 goals this season. There's the man in form there, though, Felipe Amorim, the Brazilian. He scored the last 2 goals for Port in their last 2 games. And Deronram, the left-back for Port, wearing the number 23 shirt. Has been capped 4 times by Thailand, the 27-year-olds. Can they keep their perfect record going then this evening against the side just behind them? There is Leonard Tai, vastly experienced striker. His career with Werder Bremen, played over 100 times for Zampauli in Germany. Career in the Netherlands as well, the likes of PEC Zwolle and Sparta Rotterdam. Lion City Sailors just about ready to go. So we're underway at the BG Stadium in Pathum Thani in Thailand for Port FC against Lions City Sailors. The third match for both these sides in the group stage in Group F of the AFC Champions League Two, although it is officially match day 2 that this match should have been played out in. First meeting between the top 2 in the group, who will meet on the final day on the 5th of December. Port will be very much in the driving seat. There's the man in charge of them, Rangsan Vivachoichok. Former Thailand international himself, won 29 caps for Thailand, the 45-year-old. He's been in charge since November of last year, so coming up to a year now. Took over from Surapong Kontep. Lion City Sailors in possession. Here's Maxime Lestienne, the Belgian, on the right wing. Twisting and turning, finding a bit of space to get the cross in, looking for Leonard Tai in the centre. Decent season domestically, Tai, 11 goals in 14 appearances in the league. The Singapore Premier League. It's Warachit. Trying to pick their way through there to Dumboya, who had a bit of space on the edge of the penalty area for a split second before being closed down. Here's Tai. Neat little back heel. Three times they've been Singapore's champions, Lion City Sailors. The first of them just before the turn of the millennium in 1999, then 4 years later. And then not again until 2021, the last of their 3 successes. Did once reach the semi-finals of this competition in 2004, and it was the AFC Cup. Swung into the penalty area. It's gone beyond Honey. It's picked up by Van Housen. And Rui Perez quickly pouncing on the ball for Lion City. The cross into the back post. Franz Putros in the end ducking out of it, allowing it to go behind for a goal kick. Alexander Rankovic, 46-year-old Serb in charge of Lion City Sailors. His opposite number, just over a year in charge though. He took the reins in June of 2023 and led the club to the Singapore Cup win in his first season. It's his first senior management role actually since being coach of Den Haag for 5 months back in 2020. 2 wins and 6 defeats in his 9 games in charge there. Spent most of his career largely as an assistant. Warachit, helped on by Warachit. It's an ambitious effort from Felipe. Well off target though. He's playing his club football for Hyderabad in India. Played previously in Thailand with Chiang Rai United and Suphanburi. Books of Goiás in Brazil, where he played over 50 times, had 3 years at Fluminense without breaking into the Rio club's first team. Getting to find his feet though with Port. A couple of goals in his last 2 games. Dumboya, the Guinea forward, helping the ball on. Here's Lestienne. Bit of space to work here. Deron run backing up, gets the cross in, Lestienne, important header away from Sufanan. Strong start though from Lion City. Here's Dakovic. Dakovic, who has just the 1 cap for Croatia's national team. Over the top, Lestian is onto it, fancies this, and why not? Controlled it really well and then just leant back on the shot. Port being pressed back here by Lion City, who have really started the game brightly. Neat first touch. The shot was a horror show, though, from Maxime Lestienne. Former Belgium under-21 international, 32 these days. He's played in Italy, the Netherlands, Russia. So 4 years with Standard Liège in his home country in Belgium before switching to Singapore in 2022. Touch off from Soufanan. Now on by Isaac Honey. Warachit, who's seeing plenty of the ball in those central areas for Port, just trying to feed it through to Tirasac. There's Deromram, and now Honey. Chance to deliver into the penalty area. Lion City on the back foot here. And the free kick has gone against the home side for the challenge on Shawal. First time we've really seen Port on the front foot. Goal kick for Lion City. Twice played in the group stages of the Champions League, including last season, but failed to progress then and in 2022. It's back with Warrawut, the Port goalkeeper. Fran Putros to Honey. Soufanan. Ty looking to put Warrawut under pressure. Header on by Warachit. It's clipped out to Felipe. Soufanan's made a storming run outside him. The best ball to him from Felipe. Lost a bit of momentum in the attack, but they still have it. Here's Warachit. Now Soufanan. Support from Piradot. Shawal has been amongst the goals this season for Lion City, with 11 international goals for Singapore from 35 caps. Honey coming forwards, and Warachit will deliver the set piece. Dumboya, the obvious targets in there. Shimmerer just hanging around on the edge of the penalty area. Deromram swung the corner in the end. It's Putros. It's going to be a throw for Lion City. As Putros, an Iraqi international, was actually born in Aarhus in Denmark and represented Denmark up to under-21 level before switching at full level to Iraq, where he's made 19 appearances. That wasn't a bad delivery, that. Boyer getting the top of his head to it. Scored a couple of goals in 9 appearances this season, Dumboya. Here's Warachit. Did on one more. And a poor ball in the end from Felipe. tie. Or a chip beaten to the loose ball that time. He's been picking up most of the pieces early on for Port. It's controlled though by Shawal. .33 now. He and Leonard Tai have been sharing the goal-scoring burden in the Singapore Premier League. 22 between them, neatly split at 11 each. Lestian has scored 10, the Belgian right winger. So there's plenty of goals in this side. Fed over the top, and the chase is on. There's two in the centre. Felipe arriving late. Well defended in the end by Hami Siahin. Strong challenge on Tirasak. Another corner for the home side, who have settled down a bit now after a bright start from Lion City. Piradol to deliver. Bailey Wright battling for space in there, the captain. Dakovic, who got his foot to it. Didn't do his goalkeeper too many favours, who's come out and missed it, and he's helped out there by the referee, who I think is suggesting there was a handball in there by Isaac Honey. Ghanaian centre-back. Launched by Iswan. It's too high for Tai. Shawal is after it though. Sufanan did well. That's given away needlessly by Lion City. Here's Felipe. Shifted it on. One more. Shimura though unable to find Dumbuya in the centre. Played on by Rui Perez. Lestian. Here's Dakovic. Support from Van Huysen. By Wright, now Perez. Song and Perez, the two sitters in the Lion City Sailors midfields. It's fallen kindly there for Van Housen, who swings the cross in first time, and it's the opening goal from Shawal Anwar for Lion City. Lovely swift counter-attack, and a beautiful cross from Van Housen, and Shawal, who's been scoring the goals domestically, now has one in continental competition this season. And Port, the group leaders, find themselves a goal down here to Lion City Sailors. It's a lovely move. Sufanan unable to cut it out, and once he missed that, and the ball was in the possession of Christopher Van Housen. That is a delightful ball, inch perfect for Shawal. Just clip the ball past Warrer. Port 0, Lion City 1. And it's the first goal that Port have conceded in this competition. 1-0 has been enough for them in their first two games. It won't be tonight. The finish of a natural goal scorer, which Shawal is. Only starting this game tonight because of the suspension of Bart Ramselaar, who would normally start on the left side for Lion City. got himself sent off right at the end of the 1-1 draw against Persib Bandung in Indonesia last Thursday. Putros to Honi. Sufanan. Port find themselves where they haven't been so far in this competition, albeit in the very early days of it. And that is behind in a game. Putros. Scored 10 goals last season. 11 in this campaign domestically, and he's in again, Shawal, and he scored again. 2-0. 2 in just over a minute from Shawal Anwar. And Lion City Sailors moving into cruise control here. Oh, Alexander Rankovic absolutely delighted with the start to the game that his side made. Port came back into it a bit actually in the last few moments, but that breakaway goal and now a second goal. Honi and Sufanan between them, unable to clear up the touch from Noboru Shimura. And Shawal Anwar has certainly announced himself now to AFC Champions League Two. Accurate finish, look at that, into the side netting from Shawal Anwar. And it's Port 0, Lion City Sailors 2. And what an impact from the 33-year-old forward. Here's Sufanan. Well, with a tough away game to come, it was thought the setting off of Bart Ramselaar would cause a problem for Lion City Sailors. None of that. Just call on Shawal. And he has more than filled the void left by the suspended Dutchman. Group F leaders 2-0 down with 18 minutes gone here. Honi wins the header. Song trying to intercept. It's won instead by Bailey Wright, who's under pressure from Doumbouya. Well, their 100% record in this competition in jeopardy, so too their 5-game unbeaten run in all competitions. Flipped on by Lestien. Let me see a hint. And then all the way back to the goalkeeper. Is one. Put in by Lionel Tan. Now Datkovic. This is Song, the Korean. Lestien. Looks as though he's got the beating of Diron Ram on that far side. Shawal certainly has on Sufanan, although Sufanan has looked good going forward when Port have had the ball. Defensively though, up against it, and here's Van Housen cutting in. Oh, went for goal. Almost turned into a good pass, but Shawal would have been offside. Piradol. Now Sufanan. Space for Felipe to try and exploit. Sliding challenge though from Datkovic. Sufanad to Warachit. Honey. Plenty of the ball, Port. You've just beaten by a couple of fine examples of clinical finishing from Shawar Anwar. Isaac Honey. Diron Ram, the captain, switched out to Shimmerer. Dumboya made the run in behind, but cut out by Bailey Wright. Now Lestian, with a bit of space to use, has support as well. Ty and Shawal are both up there. Still twisting and turning Lestian. Here's Song. Oh, Van Housen waited too long. And it was taken away by Felipe. Good covering back from the Brazilian. Here's Sufanan. Honey with the touch on to Warachit. Diron Ram with a bit of space. Too many opportunities to get forward. The Port left back is Sufanan. By Putros. Sufanan, that's going to be a throw off Dakovic. Sufanan again. Swings across in early this time, and it's headed behind by Wright for a corner. Racked up a few corners in this first half, Port. There's one in the Lion City goal, though largely untroubled in the opening part of this first half. Defended by Wright, who spent most of his playing career playing in England. Sunderland, Bristol City, Preston, Rotherham. He was in the Australian World Cup squads of 2014 and 2022 as well. He is the glue that holds the back three together that Lion City play. Kevin Diron Ram with the corner. That's not a bad delivery either, and it found the head of Dumboya, who couldn't direct the header on target. Good deep delivery with plenty of pace on it. The goalkeeper, Rizwan, was committed. Anything on target there from the Guinea forward, and that would have been Port right back in the contest. I'd be disappointed with that. It was a lovely cross from Diron Ram. Sana Dumboya, who was actually born in Nice in France, 6'4" centre forwards. Came to Port at the start of this season via Buriram United. Two caps for Guinea. Won all the major domestic honours with Buriram United. Tirasak. Telegraph that somewhat, and Songwei Young back there to clear it behind. Rui Perez is down for Lion City. That's where Dakovic was clattered into as well. Five minutes gone then. Port, the Group F leaders, trailing 2-0. 2 goals from Shawar Anwar. Two goals in very quick succession, but Port putting the pressure on as Rui Perez goes across to receive a bit of treatment. Dakovic, the player, clattered, but Rui Pires was the player who was down. Ram's corner from the other side, outswinger this time. And finds the head of a teammate once again. This time it was Isaac Honig. It's a couple of times, though, they've stolen a march with their markers on corners. It was Piradol, actually, in the end. It went over the head of Honig, and Piradol got the header on it, but like Dumboya before him, well off target. Got some work to do, Rang Sang. Vivaichachok won the Thai title 5 times as a player, with different clubs as well. Champion with 3 different clubs. Played at the Asian Cup in 2004 for Thailand as well, where they lost all 3 games in the group stage against Iran, Japan and Oman. 45, though, relatively young coach. Port currently 3rd in the Thai top division, League One, after 11 games. There's Sufanan, chance to deliver here, but it was too close to Iswan. It's just not happening for Port in the final third at the moment. A bit of wayward finishing, poor final balls. They're 2 down, but you feel there's plenty in this for Port, if they can get it right. There's Diromram. Now Lestian. Thai has gone storming forward. Lestian with the outside of the boot, but cut out by Isaac Honig. Ami Sayahem with the throw. Thai's touch back to him. Lionel's throw. Thai with the header down to Shawal. He's eyeing a hat-trick now. Thai's played him in, and Shawal was very nearly onto that. Lovely movement. Terrific runs off the ball. Shawal, Anwar and Lestian on the same wavelength there, with the lovely little dink through. And Shawal controlled it, then 3-0 and the hat-trick inside half an hour would most certainly have been on for him. What a first half he's had. 33-year-old Singapore international. Played his entire club career in Singapore. Lionel across, he's lost the ball though. And Tirasak tried to play it in. Wright's there to clear it away. Lestian the intended target. Honig was back covering though. And now is Franz Putros. Diromram. Warachit. He's been the standout performer in the Port midfield in this first half, Warachit. Gets it back again. Dumboya made a run for him one way, Felipe the other. Spread out instead to the right back, Sufanan, who gets the cross in. And Dakovic covered well. He's working himself plenty of space on this near side, is Sufanan, the right back for Port. And what he does do so well is he doesn't waste any time in delivering the ball. He gets it in as early as possible. So far, Lion City Sailors have managed to keep those crosses at bay, but you get the feeling that sooner or later, if they keep giving that space and time to deliver, that one of them will get through. Duram ran again with the corner. Delivered into a similar position this time, but Iswan was onto it on this occasion. Touch off by Shimmerer to Warachit. Here's Tirasak. Too much on it though. Well, there's that chance again at the other end. Beautifully played ball by Ty, and really, he should do better with that, Shawal. Difficult to be too critical when he's buried his last two opportunities, but it was certainly a chance to probably put the game beyond Port and rack up a hat-trick inside half an hour. Finals throw, the head on by Ty, but to nobody in particular. That's interesting, isn't it? Port was 68% now, dominating the ball. But Lion City certainly looking the more dangerous side when they do get the ball. Been really efficient with the possession they have had. Here's Warachit. Now Sufanan. Again, the wrong decision. Song Woo-Young was there to cut it out. Port with a player down here. I think it's Monsana Dumboya. Oh yeah, they're coming together with Bailey Wright. No nonsense centre back. Played 179 times for Preston North End in England, scoring 8 goals. Does have an eye for goal, as we saw last time against Persib when he scored the goal in the 1-1 draw. That was the opener from Shawal. And that was the second one. 2 goals just over a minute apart that put Lion City in full control here. Plenty of headaches for him in this first half, and for those supporters. Honey. Morrow did well under a bit of pressure to pick out Sufanan, who's got space to charge into. Doesn't need asking twice to fly forward, but just held up there by Shawal. One loss at home to BG Pathum United at the Port Authority of Thailand Stadium, their usual home ground. It was their last defeat 5 games ago, but it's actually their only loss in the last 14 in all competitions for Port. Plenty to do here to keep that record going. It's a free kick for Port. Foul on Felipe, who's been relatively quiet in this first half, the Brazilian. It's Honey. Putros back to Honey. Dumboya beaten to that by Wright. He's got the striker in his pocket at the moment. Well, the referee not happy about something here. I think it's the ongoing tussle between Wright and Dumboya. Was that off the ball incident, of course, that left Dumbuya on the ground. It's one to keep an eye on. It's certainly bubbling under the surface. Dakovic forward, too much on it for Tai. Honey with the header away, picked up by Song Wei-yong. A little back heel for Van Housen, who gets the cross in. It's back to Song. Looked as though it was rifling into the top corner when it left his boot, but it just kept going. Great chance again for the third potentially killer goal. Got right through it, didn't he? But just underneath it. Not sure Warrawut was getting anywhere near it. Had it hit the target. Born in Incheon in South Korea, but is an international for Singapore, 25 caps. Switched to Singapore in 2021. Putros launches it forwards. Header by Dakovic. Dakovic and Wright have been tremendous at the back for Lion City. Here's Sufanan. Dumbuya shields the ball this time from Wright. Warrawut. Felipe thought about the shot and then just tried to lay it through to Dumbuya. It was too late by then. It was cut out, and that's going to be a free kick. And the first yellow card goes the way of Piradol. Yeah, nowhere near the ball. It was a poor challenge on Song. He's still down. Slight twist of the ankle as he caught it in the turf. Song. It was his effort that flew over the top. Scored 4 goals in 14 from midfield this season in the Singapore Premier League. Here's Dakovic. Lestian. Oh, Tai in plenty of space now. And Song, goalkeeper parries it. And then just gets there. And now Song is going to get a yellow card. Can't blame him for going for that, though. But once you do catch the goalkeeper, you're always going to be booked. It's a lovely move again by Lion City. And another example of the fact that they are using their possession more efficiently than Port. Lestian and Tai combining. Tai with so much time and space. Picked out Song. Warrawut made a bit of a meal of the first save and then had to take drastic action to grab the ball a second time, but did well. And Song becomes the first Lion City player into the book, joins Piradol of Port. Honey. Diromram. Dumbuya. Here's Warrawut. Ram lifting it over the top towards Piradol. Five minutes to the break. 2-0 Lion City Sailors leads. Franz Putros. Warrawut. Would have had a lot of the ball, but not really troubled Iswan in the Lion City goal. Piradol again, cleared away by Wright. Tai will chase it. Honey got there first. And now Warachit picking up the loose ball, as he often does in that Port midfield. Petros. Sufanan. Doesn't deliver this time though, tries to take on his marker in the end and wins the corner off Van Housen. More defending to do then. Diroram has actually been delivering some decent balls from the set pieces. Port captain goes across again. Two Port players have had a side of goal with headers that have been poorly executed. Right, Diroram again. Iswan getting something on it, and now Lestien with a chance to relieve the pressure. Lionel. It's a lovely sweeping ball to pick out Shawal. Van Housen in support. And just needed a bit more composure there, Shawal. Surprising decision given the experience of him. It's Honey. Now Warachit to Sufanan. Off from Tirasak. Here's Diroram, the captain. To the ball on the overlap. Felipe had made an intelligent run through, but it was well read by the Lion City defence, and it's Franz Petros. Diroram hanging that touchline again. Here's Piradol. Honey. Petros, arms out, looking for options. The only one was Sufanan here. Space now for Tirasak. Clipped out by Felipe to Diroram. One of his better deliveries, the left back. Here's Petros. Looks an opening for Warachit, who helps it on to Sufanan. Van Housen sliding in. Now Petros. And again, more Port possession comes to nothing. Well, they did have the 2 wins, but suggestion was that they were struggling to score goals. Just 2 goals scored in those opening 1-0 wins in this group. They're going to have to match their tally of their opening 2 games just to get a point from this one now. Warachit. Held up by Shimmerer. Here's Diroram. Felipe. And that's a poor ball in from Piradol. And therein lies the story of the first half, really. As far as Port are concerned. He's got to find a cutting edge from his side in the second half. Lion City Sailors domestically top after 17 games in Singapore, 39 points. And his tie, just too much on it from Shawal. Well, Port may have had more of the ball, but there is no doubt that Lion City could be away and over the hill in this first half. 2 goals they've scored, they've had 2 or 3 more really good opportunities and not taken them. And that was another. Just too much on the ball from Shawal, otherwise tie would have been on the score sheet. Something he's still waiting to do in this competition. Switching it on to Piradol. Here's Diroram. Tirasak. Picked off by Song with ease. Here's Ty. Now Shawal and the break. Oh, it would have been on again with a better ball from Shawal. Song was away. Just needed to be played into his path and they were in again. Lion City. Scored a couple of goals in this first half, but missed another chance, and 2 or 3 times now he's had the opportunity to create a chance for Lion City and has just overhit the delivery. Shawal. Good defending again from Wright. A couple of minutes to be added on at the end of this first half. Here's Shimmerer. Putros. Diromram. Swings the cross in, well defended again though, ahead of Felipe. Song finds Lestian. Now Ty. Van Housen up in support. Shawal has made the break into the centre. And well defended by Sufanan. Van Housen looking for something that really wasn't there. It was good refereeing. And bang on cue. That is the end of a very good first half indeed for Lion City Sailors. Shawal Anouar in the starting 11 today because of the suspension to the Dutchman Bart Ramselaar, sent off last time out, popping up with a couple of goals just a couple of minutes apart. Port have enjoyed plenty of possession, as you'd expect from the home side, but Lion City Sailors have been much more clinical. 2 from Shawal then, half-time. Port 0, Lion City Sailors 2. Well, welcome back to the BG Stadium in Pathum Thani, where Port FC trail to Lion City Sailors by 2-0. Shawal Anwar with both the goals, just a couple of minutes apart for Lion City Sailors. A scoreline that would see Port knocked off the top of Group F. Lion City Sailors would move on to 7 points, a point above them, and then there would be a 3-point gap to Zhejiang, the side in third. But Port facing a bit of adversity for the very first time in this season's competition, thanks to this man, Shawal, who's been ripping up the goals in the top flight in Singapore, but has scored his first 2 in the AFC Champions League 2 this season, this evening. There's been other chances as well. Shawal had a great chance to complete his hat-trick and make it 3, but miscontrolled, and 2 or 3 opportunities as well to play in teammates, and has just underhit or overhit the final delivery. Port having plenty of possession, but not doing a great deal with it in the opening 45. So Port get the second half underway. Port 0, Lion City Sailors 2. Group F of the AFC Champions League 2 group stage. 32 clubs vying for a place in the last 16. What happens here? Both these sides will be well placed to progress, qualification in their own hands, even if they do lose here, Port. Both teams in action again next week. Port travel to Zhejiang in Guangzhou in China. Lion City Sailors with a home match, having had 2 away, when they take on Persib Bandung of Indonesia, the side they drew 1-1 with in Indonesia last week. No domestic action again for Lion City Sailors until January, so they are only playing in this competition, and they seem pretty fresh as well as a result of it. What could do with an early goal just to give them some kind of foothold. Wright and Dakovic and Lionel at the back, though, for Lion City Sailors have looked pretty impenetrable in the first half. Just a couple of headed chances, really, for Port, created from set pieces. There's Honey. Too much on that, though, for Dumboya. Neither side making any changes for the start of this second half. Pretty solid defensively in their opening couple of games, where they kept clean sheets, Port, but they've been far from that this evening. Lion City Sailors looking as though they could break through at will at times in that first half. Here's Piradol, cut out by Dakovic, the Croatian, and that's a foul on Van Housen from Sufanen. Sufanen Burarat, 22 caps for Thailand. He was part of their squad at the 2023 Asian Cup. Launched by Iswan. Honey's header. Fell kindly for Noboru Shimura. Here's Warachit. Played into the penalty area for Tirasak. Dakovic did well. Tirasak gets the cross in. Dumboya's header. Just the wrong side of the post. Looked for a second as though it may well have just dropped in. An early scare for Lion City. Did well there, Tirasak, to recycle the ball when it seemed to be going out. And Dumboya beating Lionel to the header. Couldn't keep it on target though. Ran with the ball in. Oh, the goalkeeper should have come and claimed it, and Dumboya was there and heads it over the top. He knows that was a chance. His one was all over the place there. Despite all that possession, their best opportunities continue to come from set pieces. Clipped the top of the bar, actually. Once he'd beaten to the goalkeeper to it, it looked for all the world as though it would drop in. Just too much on it, and clips the top of the bar, and it remains at 2-0. Free kick for Port. Foul by Shawal. Scorer of both the Lion City goals. Straight into the back of Tirasak, was never going to get away with that. Felipe. On by Tirasak. Sufanan delivers the ball in, the diving header just past the post. Felipe again involved. It's better though from Port. More creative in open play, and Filippo running onto it, but again puts the header wide of the post. It's 3 big chances actually for Port right at the start of this second half. Yeah, he's frustrated. It was a good chance to make it 3-3 for him. Played out by Wright to Van Housen. Here's Datkovic. Isaac Honey reading the header well. Lead off by Piradol. Sufanan. Warachit with the cross in. Iswan just getting a strong hand to it, but again, Port keep up the early pressure. It's been a good start to the second half. Piradol. Here's Dironram. Can't get the ball at the moment, Lion City. A really strong start. And a strong statement as well from Port at the beginning of this second half. Sufanan again goes early with the delivery. Datkovic with the header away. Here's Piradol. Sufanan force wide. Turning away from Van Housen. Piradol, helped on by Warachit. Now the shot from Felipe, no power. Comfortable gather for Iswan. They're beginning to find holes in the Lion City defence now, which they weren't in the first half in open play. Yeah, just had to dig that out, didn't he, Felipe Amorim? Couldn't get the power on it to trouble Iswan, but they have it again, Port. On by Felipe. Felipe again, Dironram up in support. Here's Dironram, the captain. Just couldn't get away. Hami Siahin did really well. The right wing back for Lion City. Warachit. Now Putros. Done by Shimara, and then back to Warrawut. Dumboya's header on. Felipe after it. Starts on the right, Felipe, but he drifts all over the forward line. Terrific movement. Really hard to pin down for the Lion City defenders. Here's Sufanan. Crossing again, Datkovic with the header away. Sufanan with the header back. Sufanan once more in space, wins the corner. He's a lively raiding right back is Sufanen. Part of the Thailand team, remember, who reached the last 16 of the 2023 Asian Cup. It was, of course, played in 2024 in January and February earlier this year. They were beaten by Uzbekistan in the last 16. Another corner. It's been 9 minutes of second half dominance from Port. They look to get back into this contest. And the header on is in! And it has been coming. Noboru Shimura, the Japanese midfielder, pops up with a goal back for Port. And it's no less than they've deserved with their attitude since the kick-off of the second half. Well, they've got a few deliveries right from set pieces, but not the headers. But this time, textbook from Shimura, got across his man, the header down and across the goalkeeper. And Noboru Shimura has put a very different look on this game in the early moments of this second half. Thumping header from the Japanese midfielder. And it's Port 1, Lion City Sailors 2. And Lion City can't say they weren't warned, that was coming. They've looked much more on it since half-time, the home team. Lionel across. Touch off from Lestian to Rui Pires. Portuguese clips it over the top, looking for Thai. The goalkeeper, though, Warrawut quickly out. Well, finally, Porter turning this dominance in possession into something more significant. Tirasak losing out there, though. Here's Datkovic. And a throw for Lion City and a bit of respite there. Pretty embattered at the start of this second half. They were the side looking as though they could score at will in the first half, despite the fact that they were having almost half the possession of Port FC. And they look a bit happy, a bit more relaxed now. Their unbeaten run looking in real jeopardy at 2-0 down as early as the 17th minute, but they're right back in this game now. Remember, a draw would keep them top of the group. Coming into this 2 ahead of Lion City. Well, Kevin Diramram has put in some delightful crosses from set pieces. And quite often finding the head of a teammate, but the header has been off target. Doumbouya in particular with one in the first half, but none of that from Noboru Shimura. It was a great header. Just the 1 goal in 8 appearances in the league this season, and now he's off the mark in this competition. Villen, who's on the bench, scored the winner at Persib on match day 1. Harris is coming on for Rui Pires. He's been struggling since the first half, in truth. First change, a Lion City one then. Harris Harun, to give him his full name, is on. He scored the opening goal for Lion City in the 2-0 win at home to Zhejiang on match day 1. Port back in possession. Here's Doumbouya. Sufanen. Now Warrawut. Extra spring in the step of Port in this second half. Rangang Vichachoichok certainly hit the nail on the head with whatever he said in the half-time team talk. His side have come out a very different beast in this second half. Free kick then for Port. That means another chance for Diron Ram to deliver. Does have good delivery. We've seen that in plentiful supply in this match so far. And it goes again. It's another free header. What a chance for Shimura. Well, this time off target from the Japanese midfielder. Brilliant leap. The ball slightly behind him. It was a more difficult header, this one. Diverted it down again and towards the far post, and Iswan mightily relieved to see it wide, but Noboru Shimura knows that was a big chance to level the game. Well, Alexander Rankovic is going to have to do something for Lion City. They're being overrun at the start of this second half. Here's Dumboya, Dakovic. Oh, he's caught Dumboya there, he's gone down. Referee didn't flinch, but Dakovic was struggling. Falls down on the back of his legs there, doesn't he? It's one of those. You've seen them given. It's been a highly competitive contest. Harris booked, having not long been on. Diron Ram to play it in again, slightly more centrally this time. That's another free kick. Harris needs to be careful here. He's just been booked. He's given away another foul right in front of the referee. Well, they've certainly lost their way here. Here's the club captain, which is why he's taken over the captain's armband from Bailey Wright after coming on. He's a vastly experienced player, Harris. 131 caps for Singapore. He's 33. Passing him by at the moment, though, since coming on. Same can be said for the whole of Lion City in this second half. Sufanan swings the cross in. Dakovic with the header away. He's trying to get his team up the field. Here's Warachit. It's a lovely delivery! Oh, and it stayed out! Incredibly. I think the flag has gone up for offside. I think that's done Honey a favour, really, because they just can't believe that the ball hasn't ended up in the back of the net. Honey and Dumboya both in there. It's a good call. Dumboya is off. Honey, in fact, sorry, in the centre, who was off. And it was Dumboya's header that was saved, and then Honey couldn't follow in. Goodness me. Talk about clinging on now, Lion City. It was a pretty comfortable 2-goal margin. It could have been more at half-time. But they have barely got out of their own half. In their second 45 minutes. Honey. Putros. Port looking more like the team now that begun the evening on top of Group F. It's the 5th successive season now that Port have qualified for Asian club competition. Previous 4 have all been in the Champions League, although they only made the group stage the once in 21-22. They lost in the playoff round in each of the last 2 seasons, and also beaten in the second preliminary round back in 2020. Piradol. Space now for Soufanan. Coming inside to the edge of the box to Felipe. Harris gets it away. Header on by Ty, and now Lestian with a chance to break. Haven't seen much of this in the second half from Lion City. Elects to keep possession instead and feeds it into Harris. And the chance to counter is gone. Here's Lestian now. Swings the cross in. It wasn't a bad ball in either towards Shawal, who touches it back to the edge of the box. It's deflected, and it's in. Well, that's a heartbreaking goal to concede for Port. Utterly dominant in this second half, got themselves back into it, had chances to level the game, but now on the counter-attack, Lion City, with pretty much their first foray forward into the Port half of the field, with the aid of a big deflection, have their 2-goal advantage back again. It was blocked by the defender, but Soufanan has only helped it over his own goalkeeper, and Song Wei-yong can celebrate. Surely will go down as his goal, but the deflection had a massive part in that, taking it away from Warrawut. And that is a sickening blow for Port. Lion City Sailors lead by 3-1. And well, they might celebrate, because they knew an equaliser was coming. Backs to the wall second half. But that is a crucial goal from Song. Port 1, Lion City 3. Have to keep going, Port. The attitude has been superb since half-time. And now a change. There will be no hat-trick for Shawal, who's been replaced by Anu. Kumar, Singapore international, defensive-minded midfielder. It's a defensive move to bring him on for Shawal. Well, the facial expressions of the Lion City players says it all. That's what football can do to you. They were so on top. Rami Sayahin's throw. Dumboya, still plenty of time though, 23 minutes plus stoppages to go. Just need to keep that forward momentum. Lionel's header away to Ami Sayahin. Touch off from Ty. Sayahin sends it back to Ty. 2 to aim for in the penalty area for the German. Cuts it himself, shot is blocked though by Dironram. When Shimmerer scored that header, and he had another one, let's not forget, after that, just past the post. It seemed for all the world the next goal would be an equalising goal for Port. That's why we love this game so much. You just never know. Talk about a smash and grab, that third goal from Lion City. Here's Warrawut. Diroram. Now Warrawut. Need a quick response, really, don't they? Here's Diroram. Piradol cuts in, not a bad effort. Always rising though. Now, to concede a goal isn't the greatest feeling at the best of times. So when you're so on top like that, and the manner in which that ball was deflected and spun over Warrawut, that certainly is a morale sapper. Lion City back in control at 3-1. Rangang, Pivat Chaichok thinks about his next move. We have the Brazilian Willen Mota amongst his substitutes. He scored a late winner against Persib Bandung on match day 1. Is Sufanan. Tirasak with a cross in, Dakovic gets it away. Putros. 20 minutes to defend for their lives now, Lion City. It will be like that as well if the momentum of this second half continues. Well, that was Willen Mota warming up. Cross into the centre, Warrawut with the header on, and gathered by Iswan. Again, there's a decent chance. If he could have guided that to the far corner, it could have been a problem for Iswan. And a tie. Not the best control, but it turned into a pass in the end. Van Housen back to Iswan. Just launches it forward this time. Sufanan is there. He certainly didn't deserve to be on the end of that deflection because he's had such a good game, the Port right back. Piradol. Now Shimmerer. Shimmerer. It's been a tough second half on that far side for Christopher Van Housen. Having to deal with Sufanan raiding forward the whole time. Here he is again. Sufanan. Piradol. That's a rather needless way to give away possession from Tirasak. As well as Mota is getting ready to come on, the 32-year-old Brazilian. Scored a couple of goals in the league this season. And that winning goal in Bandung. So a double change. Piradol and Dumboya are the players being replaced. Sitar is on in the midfield. And Willen Mota. No surprise to see him coming on. Can he repeat his heroics of match day 1 when he won the game at Persib? Cross into the centre towards Willem Motta. Put his head to it almost immediately. Dakovic there again. He and Wright and Lionel have got through some defensive work, but the Croatian in particular has been outstanding back there for Lion City. Well, he's not bad in the air, Willem Motta, so another target for Kevin Ram to aim for. Clipped in. Lion City get it away. Here's Warachit though, feeds it back into the mix. Sitter hits it, the substitute. And they flag up for offside. Quarter of an hour to go. Port 1, Lion City 3. It's been an evening all about taking your chances. Port haven't done that since creating more in the second half than they did in the first, where they were struggling in truth in open play. Hit by what can only be described as a sucker punch from Song Or Yong. Here's Sufanan. It's a throw and nothing more. Putros feeling that he was kicked through the back of the legs. Think he might have a point, but Port have it anyway. Here's Honey. Sitter. Thai under-23 international is Sitter Bunla, who's just come on. Header away by Hami Siahin. Ram finds a bit of space to deliver the ball and wins the corner off Anu. Changes being ready for the home side, who've made 2 so far. Sitter and Villan, the 2 to come on. Ram to deliver again. It will be an outswinger. He likes to go for depth on these deliveries. There's all sorts of nonsense going on, pushing and shoving in the penalty area. Noboru Shimura went down. Harris hanging on to him. He's walking a fine line, Harris. He's on a yellow card, remember. There's been a couple of incidences since the showing of that yellow card as well. It's only so far he'll be able to test the referee's patience. Shimura hoping to get on the end of this one again. Scored one, missed the other. And the ball came his way in the air. Ram plays it in. It's gone right the way through, but Thai comes up with it. Ball to nowhere, really. There was only Lestien forward, so it's swept up by Sufanan. Ram keeps it in with the header. Touch from Hami Siahin. Cleared by Lionel. Bit of an up and under, really, though. And now Villan battles for it. Sufanan. Good work. Ram with space and wins another corner. Off Lionel this time. So Tirasak is being replaced by Jutarapat. Cross in, header down by Honey. That's gone right the way through ahead of Felipe, and that's a goal kick. Oh, he's worked hard tonight, but hasn't had the impact he's had in recent games for Port. It's Felipe Amorim, joined by his countryman now, though. Willem Motta in the attack. Well, there's the goal. Song arriving at just the right time. Wasn't the contact he wanted, but talk about it. I was going to say a helping hand, but a helping foot from Souffenant. Spin on the ball was vicious. No chance for Warrawut in the Port goal. And Lion City had their 2-goal margin back. Sayahin leaping out. And Song going off as well. Razak is on. And Havis Noor, the vice captain of the Lion City side, is coming on. Havis Noor, 29 caps for Singapore. 36. There's plenty of experience in this Lion City side as Song makes way for Razak. Singapore under-23 international. Villain got his head to it, hooked away though by Hafiz Noor. Touch off by Hafiz again, his tie. Lestian was after it, here's Hafiz. He's wasted no time getting up to speed. Coming on in the right wing-back position. Wasn't the best delivery though from Harris, and Port back in possession. Souffenant. Sitter. By Honi. They need something in quick time. Is getting away from them now. Jatirapat trying to deliver the ball in. Sitter. Plays it through, and he's in! Flag up against Jatirapat, though. Lovely run, lovely ball. But he just went too early. Couldn't finish it off anyway, though. Trying to go through the legs of Iswan, Jatirapat. Strong header from Honi. Jatirapat. It's the free kick from Tai. It was certainly a momentum buster, that third goal for Port City, Lion City rather. Port haven't been the same since conceding that. They were so on top at the time they conceded. Sitter. Van Housen. Here's Honi. Souffenant in space now. Wasn't the best ball to him though from Sitter. Cut out by Razak. You get the feeling they needed to respond almost immediately to that goal from Song. Still 25 minutes to go and that went in, but you could see by the faces of the Port players, mentally, so hard to deal with the concession of that goal. all that good work to get them within striking distance of Lion City and then back to square one. Van Housen's throw. Warachit. He's had a really good game in the midfield for Port. Claimed by Warrawut, who wastes no time in sending Port on their way again. Warachit. Sufanan. On to Felipe. Turned it into Van Housen though. Clears it away. Anywhere will do now for Lion City. Two more changes about to be made. Port try and quickly get on with it. Pakorn and Chanukun about to be thrown on for Lion City in the final roll of the dice for the home team, Port. Sitter. Sufanen made the run, Van Housen gets it away. Now Sufanen is down. And the yellow card is out for Van Housen. He certainly caught the man. He was going for the ball in fairness, but studs onto the top of the foot. Van Housen becomes the third Lion City player into the book. So Felipe's run of scoring is over. He's replaced. Corner as well. Chanukun. In comes the free kick. Solid header away from Harris. Chase on here. Leonard Ty's got there. The goalkeeper's off his line. And Warrawut just about did enough. Would have been a lovely finish from Ty. Just didn't have the legs when he chipped the goalkeeper. And Warrawut did well. Here's Lestian. No foul, says the referee. Port on the attack again, up towards Villen. Now the Brazilian has it. Diromram. Attacking Havis. Oh, lifts the cross in, and it's a poor delivery. Goal kick for Lion City. And they're almost there, unless there's a big number on the fourth official's board. Here's that tie chance again. Almost a horror moment for Warrawut, but Ty didn't get enough on it. Well done, the goalkeeper. Helped out by Jaturapat as well. 2 minutes of the regulation, 90 to go. It's Sufanen. Cross into the penalty area. And they can't finish it off. Honi was forwards, Willem Motta as well. And that's just the way it's been going this evening for Port. Controlled it well on the chest, Willem Motta, but Lionel's presence enough to put him off. Flag's gone up anyway. Well, it's certainly their evening in a nutshell, that. Clipped on by Harris. Now Lestian. Happy to take his time over this. Take it to the byline, gets the cross in. Leonard tie! Well, that really would have sealed it. And he knows he should have hit the target. Couple of big chances now for the German striker, not taken. Lestian did well, good first touch, and then on the turn you'd expect a striker of his quality to hit the target. Four minutes to be added on. It's not going to be enough, barring a miracle now, for Port to turn this around, but in fairness to Lion City, once they scored that third goal, they've been much more controlled. It was panic stations at 2-1, there's no doubt about that. Port most certainly had them in their sights. And had Port scored the next goal, which they had chances to do to level it, they probably would have gone on and won this game, but a crucial goal from Song Wei-young at a crucial moment. And it knocked the steam out of his team. He never really recovered. Header by Shimura. Kept in by Jaturapat. Free kick for Port. 3 minutes to go. Delivered into the penalty area towards Villamotta. Heavy touch from Tai, taken away by Sitta. Pakorn. Sufanan, who hasn't stopped running. Cruel, really, that he was the player that deflected it past his goalkeeper for 3-1. His performance certainly didn't deserve that. He's had a terrific game, the right back of Port. Header out from Datkovic. Talking about terrific games, he's been so solid back there. And now the counter is on here again for Lion City. Terrible final ball, though. Now Sitta. Turapat. Chanakan to Sufanan. Chance to cross now. Wasn't a bad ball in either from Pakorn. Another chance maybe. Sufanan. Villamotta with the touch off. Pakorn's cross it again. Well, he's certainly come on and battled, hasn't he, the captain, Harris Harron. This is good work, fired across, but Datkovic with the header away. And now Lestian. Good runner with the ball, he'll be happy to carry this into Port's half. Just didn't get enough purchase on that. He knew where Leonard Tai was, and he played the ball into space behind Shimura. Tai would have been one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Van Housen with the up and under. Pakorn. Space to run into now for Chanakan. Right there to clear it away. Here's Van Housen. Port heading for just a second defeat in 15 matches in all competitions. But it's been a good away performance from Lion City, you have to say that. Better team in the first half. Had less of the ball, but they were certainly the better team. They deserved their 2-goal advantage. They created the chances. Very different game at the start of the second half, as Port came out strong, got themselves a goal back, but the killer blow from Wee Hyung Song, and Lion City Sailors regain their 2-goal advantage, and Port's 100% start is over. They've conceded their first goal, they've lost their first game, and they've lost top spot in the group. Lion City Sailors remain unbeaten, the only unbeaten team now in this group. They go to the top on 7 points, and they entertain Persib Bandung at home next week. Port go to Guangzhou to face Zhejiang of China. This win for Lion City Sailors has certainly prevented Port from getting away. It's a rare defeat for his side, but in the end, Lion City Sailors pick up the points. 2 for Shawal, Song with the crucial one, and Noboro with the goal back for Port. It's finished Port 1, Lion City Sailors 3.